The Miami maritime world was shaken in August 2024. Aguado Ed Bello, the CEO of PortMiami Crane Management Inc., resigned. This wasn't a peaceful retirement. This was a departure forced by scandal. Audits, those pesky financial watchdogs, had unearthed a mountain of problems. Bello's resignation was the first domino to fall. It signaled that PortMiami, a cornerstone of Miami-Dade's economy, was in deep trouble. The audits weren't just routine checks. They were investigations that revealed a pattern of mismanagement so severe it bordered on the criminal. No-bid contracts, funds used for personal gain, and a shocking disregard for basic safety maintenance. The once gleaming image of PortMiami was tarnished, replaced by a picture of potential corruption and neglect. The public was outraged. How could this happen at one of the busiest ports in the United States? The blame game began, but one thing was clear. Accountability was sorely needed. The seeds of the PortMiami crisis were sown long before Bello's resignation. In fact, the warning signs were flashing as early as 2020. That year, an audit revealed alarming deterioration of vital port cranes. Corrosion, mechanical wear and tear. The report painted a picture of neglect. The auditors recommended immediate action, implement a strict maintenance program and tighten supervisory control. Fast forward to 2024. Another audit, another bombshell. This time the focus shifted from rusting metal to suspicious financial dealings. $2.7 million in contracts were awarded without any competitive bidding, a blatant violation of county regulations. The very next month, a follow-up audit delivered the knockout punch. Remember those critical structural issues flagged back in 2020? 98% of them remained unaddressed. Even worse, some had been arbitrarily downgraded in severity. It was a blatant attempt to sweep problems under the rug. The scandal at PortMiami wasn't the work of a single bad actor. It was a systemic failure, a web of negligence and questionable conduct that ensnared officials at various levels of Miami-Dade County. At the helm was Mayor Daniela Levine Cava, ultimately responsible for overseeing all county departments, including the seaport. Despite receiving damning audit reports, her response was widely criticized as inadequate. Did she fail to grasp the severity of the situation, or was there a deliberate attempt to downplay the crisis? Then there was Oliver G. Gilbert III, chairman of the Miami-Dade County Commission. He held the purse strings, responsible for approving budgets and making strategic decisions for critical infrastructure like PortMiami. Yet, no decisive action was taken to address the port's growing problems. And what about the county commission members themselves? They were privy to the same information, attending meetings where the port's woes were discussed. Yet their collective silence was deafening. The Seaport Department executives and administrators, including Heidi Webb, Frederick P. Wong Jr., Andrew Warburton, Joseph Brown, and Aguado Ed Bello, were also aware of the audit details and documented issues since 2020. Their lack of significant action reflects administrative negligence. The stench of corruption and mismanagement at PortMiami demands swift and decisive action. A comprehensive overhaul is needed, one that goes beyond simply replacing a few figureheads. First and foremost, legal action must be taken against those responsible for this debacle. The evidence of potential fraud, misuse of public funds, and gross negligence is overwhelming. Those who lined their pockets or turned a blind eye to wrongdoing must be held accountable. But punishment alone is not enough. To prevent such a disaster from happening again, systemic reforms are crucial. Annual audits of both the port's finances and infrastructure should be mandatory, not optional. Hiring practices must be transparent and based on merit, not cronyism. And to ensure true accountability, an independent oversight committee should be established, tasked with monitoring the port's operations and reporting directly to the public. The future of PortMiami and indeed the economic well-being of Miami-Dade County depends on it.